Oh my gosh, folks, welcome back to Divas, Diamonds, and Dollars podcast. We empower career women, business owners, and late bloomers with the tools and strategies for living a bolder, fuller life. Each week, we give you the key success principles on business, leadership, and personal finance to help you get more life in your lifestyle. Follow us to get ahead and succeed at a higher level. We are your hosts, Larisa Troche and
Cecilia Benford.
Mhm.
So, what shall we talk about today? Well, I know from having worked in one different setting versus how I work today, and that word called marketing. What is it about marketing that sometimes we don't do? All right, so yes, marketing can be complicated, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be expensive, nor does it have to be exhausting. Hey, let that sink in right now. Marketing doesn't have to be complicated, expensive, or exhausting. That's what we're here to talk about today. The truth is, technology really has leveled the playing field. You don't need a 10-person marketing team or a 10-page marketing strategy for that matter. Today's tools can help you show up consistently, keyword consistently, polish
Mm,
your message, and put your brand in front of the right people. You know, a lot of times you hear somebody say, if you don't get anything else, you can write this down and go to sleep, or that's what pastors say. Or, write this down and go home. But anyway, very important. But, let me share with you some of what else goes along with this so that this really, really finds a home with you. So in this as excuse me, I'm having my sister
you're
moment.
having a Larisa moment. I know you want to say that.
In this episode, we'll explore how to simplify your marketing with tech-enabled processes. Whether you're a one-woman show or managing multiple ventures, yay you, these tools and strategies can help you amplify your message, save time, and finally get seen by the audience you want to serve. I mean, I know that's, what we desire to do, right? So, you heard me say one word. So let's talk about consistency. This is an area solopreneurs truly struggle with. And yeah, that would be me. You know, it's one of those things you know what to do, but somehow we let other things get in the way, right? We want to do our thing. We want to create and improve our secret sauce, really lean into our area of expertise. We want to do the meeting and greetings, but you know what? A lot of times, a lot of these are just distractions as well as some other things. There are all kinds of distractions. So it could be all for now that we don't keep this at the front of our mind. Consistency is key. So let's talk about many tools that are readily at hand. And I hear plural, so that means you have options. You can explore options. Everything doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes people just, get something, it just, oh yeah, this is great. Maybe not. But anyway, test them out. We tried to lead you down this path last week. Test out things. You have to, check them out. Don't just launch into something. Pick the features that are most relevant to your business needs and let's go with it. All right. So, first, you want to automate your posting. And to do that, it needs to be scheduled. You've heard the old adage say, if it's not scheduled, it does not get done. That is part of our consistency factor. And of course, you want tools that automate things. So I'm going to just throw out some. You want tools that automate things. Yeah, there are a lot of things you can do manually, but you're trying to save time. And saving time is saving money so you can make money. So, um, there are many tools for social media. I'm not familiar with them because I still have some work to do in trying to get off manual processes and, learning what I know I need to do. But Larisa is the expert. But anyway, later, Buffett,
Buffer.
Hootsuite for, oh, I'm Buffer. Um, I was thinking something else, but Buffer, Hootsuite for social media. So let's talk about social media because that could be very broad how you use your social media, right? So we're talking about having an email marketing platform where it's easy to use. If it's not easy to use, don't do it. Okay. We're talking easy to use. So one that I have not used outside of an organization, I've used Constant Contact, which I thought was really cool. But with organizations, I have not looked at the cost, but they do have the costs out there. You can do something for 6 months. But I know it is a great tool to reach a lot of people. Another one, MailChimp. So, you have contacts. Well, what do you want to do with those contacts? You want to convert them into leads. So, MailChimp will help you do that. How about Converter Kit, Convert Kit? So, I speak these words slowly because I feel like, if you could see it, you can sort of process what's going to happen, right? And so it will, lead you, um, it's like trying to find the right audience. I think that's also sort of a struggle, at least that is for me. So ConvertKit is supposed to be one of those things that can help you, help you do that. And then I'll throw out Miller Lite. It sounds like Miller Lite Bill, but I'm saying Mailer Lite, not Miller Lite. But anyway, it promotes that it will help you free up time for you so you can do what you really want to do, which is be a creator, right? So these three are just some examples of how you can do email marketing much easier, automate it so that you can take care of your business, the big part of business, the heavy lifting that you need to provide time and your expertise to. How about repurposing your workflow so that truly your best friend. We talk about virtual assistants, which, first and foremost, if you got one or can get one, you really should get a virtual assistant. But to me, the second best thing, and or even related to that, is to repurpose your workflow. There's so many ways that you can do that. It's really important. You spend time into putting together content. Okay, well, you can use that for your Instagram. You can use that for a blog. You can use that for, maybe a newsletter that you put out. LinkedIn posts. One of the things that many people don't know, sometimes they think that it's just simply about finding a job. Well, it's really about getting your name out there, getting what you do out there. Be surprised how many people will come looking for you because of what you have. And so you really can take a long content video and, break it up into, bite sizes. So, shorter versions from one big one, not just for the purpose of being shorter, but multiple versions, right? Post those on your primary platforms. And voila, for all the things that I just said, wow, your name, your face is out there for people. They see it more than once. They're like, well, let me check this out. Um, And don't get discouraged if you don't hear anything the first time. Maybe not even the second time. Sometimes it takes 3 times. So finally, consistency is really the umbrella for what I just talked about. And guess what? The word consistency doesn't mean do more because Hello, that's not what we want to do. It's really about repetition. It's really about timing. It's really about a smattering of various things that's posted that others can see that not only do you have good content, but you consistently put it out there. A lot of people just put out something once and then maybe they think about it, they want to go back and connect, and guess what? Voila, that person's not there. But when you're consistent, it means that you show up smarter. And guess what? The right tools will help you make that possible.
So I think maybe I'll use the I statement here. Um, maybe I got carried away in talking about, artificial intelligence and tech tools without just, the general reminder that using tools doesn't mean all the training and all the foundational work has gone out the window, right? Remember that your goal is creating quality content, which is then improved with the automation because it helps you be everywhere all at once, right? That's to me the benefit of automation is that it helps you be in multiple places, and the reason for that is because your clients consume the information differently, right? So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to use this platform because that's what I feel like using." You want to
Mhm.
also give some thought to where your avatar spends their time. You want to have their eyeballs where they are. You kind of need to do a little bit of homework to find out where your person is likely to be. And that's where you want to post most frequently in varying formats because people, again, they're in different platforms and they also consume information differently. So hopefully you can write a blog, um, do some videos. I'm not a fan of the videos, but I was able to
Mhm.
stop looking at my face and put the videos out there. It's okay. And you can do faceless videos. That too works, but then that doesn't help with your branding. Your branding is your mug. Um, and then, if you can personalize the messages that you create, that will get you the best return when you're speaking directly to your avatar when they feel like you're, oh, she's talking to me, and they're more readily able to raise their hand. And that's how you get started. But in terms of growth, then you can do quote unquote cold outreach. You won't get quite as many hits right away, but you will get more exposure until they become your warm audience and then they begin to respond. And again, Cecilia mentioned it earlier, you don't want to just start from, well, you do start from scratch, but you have to look at your numbers. Now, that's a scary thing, but you have to look at which content, for example, is getting the engagement, and you want to do more of that kind. So, like, for example, I did 6 things you need to know about living in Manteca on my YouTube channel, and that, frankly, got a lot of play. Um,
Mhm.
so, okay, Larisa, that means you need to do the number headline, right? 6 things, and then very specific to the city that I happen to live in. So, that kind of thing. That's how you narrow down. But the other thing when I say don't start from scratch is that you can also, and I have to be reminded of this, like Facebook ads, for example. What was I doing that for? I did Facebook ads for my membership group, and one of the things is you can't number one create a what's it called a lookalike audience. That's a conversation for another day. But the point about the ads, if you're ready to do ads, if you're ready to grow, ads is one way to get more people into your funnel, if you will. But you can actually look at ads that have been working and try and replicate the style, not word for word. You don't want to steal, but you're able to actually look at. They have a database of ads, and they have the performance, so you can see again which ones get the engagement, which ones get the response, and you're like,
Hmm.
oh, I can do that.
Interesting.
But the other thing that again, in terms of growing, and I think we're about growing, right? That's what we're talking about marketing. It's about growing. Getting more folks into your hopper is create a quality lead magnet, right? I call them freemiums. That's a download of some value add information that you can put out there to get more names on your list. So just kind of remember you still have to do the stuff for the technology to work. So I didn't want to get too far away from that. So I wanted to just kind of throw out some quote unquote, well, frankly, reminders, right? But let me just say that again, we're talking about marketing, but you don't want to just feel like you're going.
Hmm.
And so visibility without overwhelm. Does that sound? That sound good, right? I think it sounds good. We can't be everywhere all at once, but we can make it look like we are. But it's okay, if you will, to become a little bit famous in your area of expertise. And that is what I said, be on the various platforms, repurposing your material. Um, and then when you are seen in multiple places in various formats, it helps create familiarity. We talked about that because that lends itself toward building your know, like, trust factor. People do business with the people they know, like, and trust, and it's important. You must be visible. And that's a visible. That's a terrifying word for those of us who are a little bit introverted, right? I'm just saying, who to thunk it? But listen, so for example, I talked about your face being part of your brand. So one tool, if you will, for design and branding, Canva has some exceptional templates that you can personalize, customize rather, whichever word you want to use, but to make it your color scheme, your fonts, your messaging. They have so many different ways to say the thing. First of all, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is cool. And then you're like hours later, but focus, child, focus.
Hmm.
But they have a free version, and then there's Canva Pro. Obviously, they have more. Honestly, the free version is actually pretty good, but I thought it was affordable, so I went ahead and got the pro, but you can do a lot with the free. So we already talked about your branding and then videos and reels. Look, folks, I keep hearing them say that videos are where it's at. I don't know. Mostly I prefer to read. I don't do a lot of video watching, except for my certain people. I will watch them, but videos and reels are a must. So I'm suggesting you might want to try out OpusClips. It's AI assisted, provides B-roll. Like when you see someone doing a video and then there's that little image of what they're talking about, that's called B-roll. And it's just fascinating that AI can just figure that out. It's still fascinating to me. I'm still geeking out a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, Quickly create shorts and reels to download and post directly to your social media. Similarly, CapCut is a video editing software or app. I did try CapCut and I've used CapCut, but I didn't learn CapCut, right? So I need to put a little more time in it, but it's a very popular video editor. Now, InShot, haven't heard of it, so I
So,
looked
so
it
I'm
up.
gonna put you on the spot. What I heard you say, you didn't learn it, and but still the key is, but is it providing value for you to go back and do and learn some more? You are
Well,
saying that.
if you remember, we talked about last week, don't duplicate the features.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried the free CapCut version, and again, it's something in my mind. I'm not what's called patient. So that's why I said I tried it, but I needed to spend some more time to make it flow because it is a popular tool. So whichever one you want to use will be the one that you should use. I ended up doing the OpusClips, which has some editing, but it also has these instant shorts that I love. So I'm don't know that I'm going to go back to CapCut. So again,
That
is
I
what
think was my point. I heard you say you love Opus, so why go
no,
back?
I tried CapCut before Opus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't after. No, once you go Opus, you won't go back. But so again, is what you really want to do. And I like Opus because it's quick. And you
Okay.
get so many videos from your long form. I'm like, oh my gosh, where am I going to post all these? Well, they're not all gems either because it is AI. You do have to kind of check them out before you post it. Please check it out before you post. Did I say that? Okay. And then InShot. So it was new to me, but it's super sexy. I looked it up and I'm like, ah,
Hmm.
I know, settle down. But you can just download it from either, what's it called? What's it called? We had the Play Store for Google. What is it for Apple? Is it Apple Store?
Apple.
So,
Mhm.
okay. Anyway, so you can explore and have fun and repurpose your long form video into bite-sized attention grabbing content. So free versions have a watermark. So you'll need a paid plan to get rid of the water because they want to advertise, which I don't like, but how obnoxious is it? I don't know. So if you're just getting started out, don't pay before you're sure that's the one you want. But any one of these three would be amazing. I just happen to be using OpusClips, but I'm going to give that InShot another look. I was like, oh, I said, ooh, Cecilia. Um, Anywho, and when I was talking to you about, we can't forget the basics, SEO, search engine optimization, you still need to get found. And so Ubersuggest, which is by Neil Patel, he is a prolific, very successful marketer. And I tried to sign up. He could that man can write every 5 minutes. I cannot read every 5 minutes. So he's very prolific. I'm not anyway, you should check him out. But he is very good. He's just a lot. But so Ubersuggest again, it helps you with the keywords. I have signed up for keywords everywhere when it was free. Now they want you to pay for the keywords. But the point about the keywords, gentle persons, is that let me go back. Both of those are browser extensions. So in my case, I use Chrome. You can do the same thing for what is it called? Microsoft Edge, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the point about keywords is that when people like you, when you go to the computer and you like want to know something, I'm looking up all the actors all of a sudden. Why am I looking up at these actors? Like, how old is this person? How tall is this person? Not helpful. It's just like I'm looking at these people and I have this question. But I looked up um when you're looking up anything, you type something into the browser, to the search bar,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a keyword. And when you know which keywords your avatar, your people are looking for, you can use more of those keywords in your content, and that helps you get found. That is the point of A, using keywords, and then B, these two resources that I mentioned can help you know which keywords are more popular, what are people actually using the most to find the thing, your thing, and so you want to incorporate those keywords, and that's why it could be worth paying for. Keywords everywhere, for example, it's still in my browser when I signed up. I don't know how many years ago. Um, and so you'll still actually get a little bit of information. But if you want to take a deeper dive, then you would need a paid plan. So I haven't paid yet, but $5 to $25 a month. I thought, still, if you're really good about that, so you kind of have to decide, and we'll talk about that in a hot minute. But anyway, so once again you've built consistency, and that is like all the time, frequently. You can't do all this. You got other things to do. You need to post frequently. Using automation will help you do that. And once you've become more consistent, then visibility is about amplifying your message without doubling your workload. That's why you need some tools. So remember to take advantage of the free trials before you plunk down your hard-earned cash. Okay. Now that you've got the people interested, you want to connect with them. Did I just talk about your know, like, trust factor? Yes, I did. So whether virtual or in person, a large part of your marketing efforts must include community building. I cannot express the regrets that I have about not understanding this because that field of dreams, if you build it, they will come. If you post it, they will not necessarily come. It will take a minute. So you need an audience, cheerleaders, customers, advocates, supporters, whatever name you choose to give it. You need some folks, people on your team. You literally cannot do this, a successful multipreneur, alone without the people. Oh my God. So lead capture. And we just talked about your freemiums, your freemiums, your free downloads to get to the name, the email address, your email list, you're building that, and you're going to use either MailChimp or Cisa said Constant Contact. We talked about MailerLite, and there was on the other she mentioned. Pick your poison. There's a lot of good ones out there. You set it up. You do have to do the setup. That's not fun, but once you do it, you're going
Right.
to Anywho, and events, right? So landing page builders, we already talked about ConvertKit because it does a lot. Very, very excited about that. In my next life, maybe next year.
Hmm.
Yeah, this year. Because again, I wanna just put all my things together in a hub, a system of the right tools.
That sounds
So
so
we're
exciting. Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
mentioning these separately, but once you find the things that do what you needed to do, I don't want to use the word easy street, but it will definitely lighten your load. So ConvertKit, lead pages, or card, those actually create landing pages. And what are landing pages, Larisa? Well, let me tell you what a landing page is. Like when you see something, you read this great article, and they say, hey, sign up for my free workshop, or hey, get this checklist. When you click that link, it will take you to a different page where you give up your name and your email address, your value gold name and email address to get the thing. That is a landing page. Okay, so you do kind of need one because you're going to be creating some freemiums, right? We talked about CRMs last week, client relationship management platform, but you need to follow up. Once you get them on your list, you can't just have them on the list. Oh, I got some names. No, you have to do something with them, sweetie. I'm sorry. So HubSpot. I'm trying to do too many words. HubSpot. HubSpot. That is actually a very popular CRM. It has a lot of tools. So the CRMs actually normally have an email automation feature. So again, you don't have to buy the separate ones we talked about. If you start with a CRM, then you're probably golden, right? But I will just mention briefly that one of the guides for choosing the CRM is there's a technical term for this, but it's openability, whether or not the bots perceive that sender as spam, right? So what is the likelihood that you will get through to someone's inbox? So make sure you check out their openability rate. That's not the right term, but
So we're talking like along the lines of open architecture, or
no,
it's
no,
different?
no.
It's
So
really
no, open architecture
ability,
is like
the
that
architecture, the technical
that's
part.
yeah,
If you're
no,
talking,
that's where people can just go in and change it like Wikipedia. Right. So
right.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about Gmail, for example, has a very strong that's not true. But let's just say Gmail, I know that email. Now your email provider, they have filters
They
to
do.
keep spam out. When you send your email, you don't want to end up in the junk mailbox. You want to be able to get through to the inbox. So some of these platforms are better about being able to get into the inbox versus the bot reading them as spam.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I was saying. I don't know, there's a term for that. And I'm sorry I don't know that word right this minute. But you do want to, they will tell you how good they are about getting into the inbox. So
Hmm.
when you're reading about the features, get past the bells and whistles. Will I
But
get
check that
found?
out. That's certainly something to know.
So we talked about HubSpot free. They do have a free version, Zoho CRM. I used Zoho when I first started out and didn't know what I was doing, so I don't still have Zoho, but it is still looking good. It has a lot of exciting features, and honestly, the price is not bad. It starts off at $14 up to $52 a month. Not horrible, but again, look at all the features and how many different things can these tools do for you. You don't want to just a one-off, because if it's a one-off, it's probably not worth your money. You want your tool to do many things. Zoho does many things, because we talked about Zoho notebooks, which Cecilia and I both love. I love my Zoho notebooks, which are free, but it also does a lot of different things. The reason I don't have Zoho right now is because I have a real estate CRM, so I'm not going to double up on my CRMs. I'm just going to code them differently and have them go out. Uh-huh. I'm double dipping. And then Airtable is another one that helps track and keep in touch with your contacts. So I already said they also include email automation. So again, don't double up. We're talking about those analytics. I'm going to say it one more time. That which is measured grows. So add this to your must-do list. You got to look at your numbers, kids. I'm sorry. Google Analytics, which has built-in or depending on if you're using like, oh, what's that called? A Google Workspace, right? You can use their analytics. Your Instagram has analytics, your Facebook has analytics. You just got to go into the administration page so you can see your numbers. And YouTube Studio, they will all tell you how you're doing. You just need to be bold enough to look, because you're not in this for nothing, right? So check your numbers. So remember that marketing isn't just about getting seen, it's about building real connections. Connections that turn into clients, customers, collaborators, maybe even friends or referral partners. There's so many juicy reasons that you want to connect with people. Now, and you won't know which pot they fall into until you try. And we've already said it. The internet is a great equalizer, so harness its power for your good. Oh my gosh, I always get a little bit carried away because, yes, it's
We
been
love it.
fun. Okay, marketing can be simplified when you focus on three goals: consistency, visibility, and connection. That is what you're after, the almighty connection. Tools don't replace your voice, they amplify it. It helps you be everywhere all at once. Presto changeo. But we already talked about it. Best practices, the foundation still holds place. Goes on top of the magic. Let me just leave you with today's Divalicious Pro tip. Now, with so many tools at your disposal, remember the goal is to work on your business, not in your business. If you can swing it, find a part-time VA and have her use your preferred tools to take care of your marketing, because you don't actually have to learn all the things. If you can swing a VA, they can learn the things. You just direct
Right.
them to
Exactly.
using the things.
Right.
Um, yes, it needs to be done, but you don't necessarily have to be the one doing it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
Well, that
What's our assignment?
up to the action. So pick one part of your marketing process that feels heavy right now. So we're not telling you to just go boom, all in. Pick a part because it won't be as overwhelming and you're more likely to continue to improve your marketing process. Where are you struggling? That's just be honest with answering that. Sometimes we don't ask the question because we don't want the answer. Is it the actual mechanics of posting? Sometime. Is it creating content? Well, you need to do that. Or is it follow up? All three of those are so very important. So choose one tech tool to lighten the load this month. Not next month, not the end of the year, not next year. This month. Okay, so we got what, 11 days? You know, and stick with it until it becomes a smooth system. You don't have to be an expert, however. Learning enough to develop muscle memory will ease your load. That's really all you're after, right? Or the only thing that you truly have to remember. So, with that being said, okay, let's talk about our promotion because we always have one. Want to, keep you coming back for more. So this has been a month of a lot of geeking out over, really just a handful of exceptional tools that are at your disposal. We really hope that you're excited. I mean, this is an opportunity. It's about learning. You can enhance your business with tech tools. It's not going to bring it down. It can only enhance your business. Okay. So we have one more fun-filled week to talk about tech tools, and we'll share with you the ones we're using, kind of across the board, because I think by hearing us talk about our own personal journey, it helps you understand tech is everywhere. So don't be afraid of it. Um, Embrace it for sure. And make sure that you, as we go through this, that you're going to tune in. And, I think it's also a way of doing inventory for yourself, right? At least for me, that's what this past month has done for me. And hopefully that, you'll be inspired to, start creating a little tech file. I actually have started one, three categories. So, um, it's also a guide to women in the artificial intelligence space. Women are creating much content. So you want to be one of those exceptional entrepreneurs, and you want to therefore use exceptional entrepreneurial tools to help you be that perfect. I'm going to say perfect because if it's in your expertise and you're the expert, to help you be that multipreneur who really has it going on. So remember, if you found value in today's episode, please be a good neighbor. share this. Remember, we talk about community all the time. There's plenty out there, so please share this. We ask that you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber, tell somebody else why you are. So thank you for sharing this episode, and we will see you on the other side next time.
Ciao, everybody.